Hey folks, welcome to the Vibe of the Week. Today I'm going to talk with you about October 21st through the 27th so that you can wander, plan, and explore the week ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see what I see. Okay, so starting off October 21st. Oh man, we're almost done with this month. So Moon shifts into Cancer. And that is a good moon. That moon is it loves Cancer. It loves it's domicile. It's comfortable in Cancer. So I feel like this is next couple of days and a half. We might be more prone to withdraw and want to be at home and with our family and have our creature comforts and not be ashamed of it. Maybe we have a good cry or two. Maybe we need that, and that is available to us. That is the best way to use this this information, the best way to use this energy that's available. So definitely allow yourself to indulge in that if you can. Then October 22nd. Oh, let me tell you first about the moon though. It's waning in Cancer, so that is a great time as well to process unresolved emotional attachments to people or things as well. So as you're having your, wanting to be at home, taking care of your body, those emotions might come up. And I think it's great to have a journal, to journal it out, maybe talk with a good friend or whatever, family member, and that you trust, and talking this out, cry. And then after that, definitely give yourself that creature comfort. Maybe you want to lay down in your bed in your blanket and watch a good movie. Maybe you want to have a good snack or a good soup, or just like those creature comforts. Like after doing that really emotionally draining, maybe, or maybe that emotional, like just heavy work, we need that creature comforts. So definitely allow yourself to have that. Okay, so now moving on to October 22nd. Mercury in Scorpio is going to trine Saturn here. And it's retrograde. Saturn's retrograde in Pisces. So this configuration represents some calculative communication to avoid any power struggles, because Mercury being in Scorpio is revealing a lot of people's bullshit or just like sensitive information. So with it involved with Saturn's very calculative, very careful, very cautious, and also very protective. So this is like really having to be calculated with how you communicate so you don't trigger anybody. You don't trigger their need for boundaries, the need to put the wall up. That is, a natural thing going on here. Maybe you've been pondering on past documents or words being said to reveal or unravel any kind of things that has been mysterious to you. There might be some deep understanding going on with that. Maybe you become a messenger of grief to mediate, what has happened on the past, or to, bring some resolution there. And, or there might be some trouble communicating because the truth sucks. And just simply as that. You may feel like you need to withhold information because you don't want to. You don't want to be a doom and gloom party pooper. But that sometimes is necessary. I have this natally, Mercury trine Saturn, and I'm realizing people are like, oh, you're really guarded with how, like, the words you say. And I'm like, yeah, because sometimes what I gotta say or what I see, it sucks. Like sometimes I have visions of people really in dark places, and I'm just like, and then I will see them in the daytime and they're not revealing that. And I'm like, well, what was that? I don't want to like, disturb the mask, or, disturb some feelings and then them start crying in public. But sometimes like that's what I see. And so it's hard for me to like share, because sometimes I'm a messenger of grief. I'm a messenger. I bring that stuff up. And so, um, yeah, sometimes people don't want to deal with it. But what I've been learning as I'm getting older is sometimes maybe pulling them aside and talking to them in private. Sometimes that is needed. So, yeah, maybe you need to pull people aside to talk, because also Saturn's about isolation and Scorpio is very secretive. So maybe you got to pull people aside and like ask, hey, is everything okay? Is everything going, what's going on? Especially with that Sun square Pluto going on, it's really that Sun square Pluto can really, at the critical degree of Libra and Capricorn, that could be really revealing and of other people. It might be some ego conflicts due to some power struggles or that need for hierarchy. There might be some crisis with self-confidence and esteem and identity, or maybe an insatiable need for power and influence. And so maybe you're noticing that through other people. And you're like, what's going on? Like, why are you acting this way? What's happened? Or maybe you are, going through this and you need that set aside some time with someone and talk things through so that it doesn't become bigger than it needs to be. Because Pluto has a tendency of making things that are small bigger, or break things small. So like making things that just making problems bigger than they need to be, or surpassing some really big shit and acting like it's not anything, and then waiting till later when you don't really have control of it and it comes out, and that could have been taken care of a long time ago. So Pluto has that tendency to do that. So you want to make sure that we're being very mindful on Tuesday, very mindful, very demure. I don't know. Stupid. Okay, so Sun moves into Scorpio quickly after. And yeah, again, Scorpio season is here. I don't know about you, but Scorpio season's very cooling, very deep, very cathartic, very don't want to deal with this shit, but I have to. I need to learn to compost. I need to learn to organize. I need to learn how to deep clean. I really got to do these things because these could be bigger problems. These little things could become really big problems later. And you really don't want to deal with the fully moldy house when you could just dealt with the moldy room, yeah, so this is a really revealing who is loyal to you, what you are loyal to, maybe driven for revenge or happiness, destruction to supportive life force things. So we want to make sure that we're not destroying things we love. We're not just letting things go of things that we love because we want some sort of control, because that life might feel very out of control. Being very patient with ourselves and questioning, allowing ourselves to have that moment to really look at ourselves, and not letting that need for control to destroy what we care for. This is very important with them, as the sun is in Scorpio for the next month. Okay, so October 24th, we have the last quarter moon in Leo. Great. So they might have some crisis going on and how we want to express ourselves with purpose. Leo has to do with self-expression, playing, children, leadership. So yeah, that as we are in Scorpio season, that last quarter moon and moon in Leo, we're really questioning how we want to express ourselves. Especially with the information that we're seeing, the stuff that we're seeing about ourselves, if we're seeing about other people. Like, this is some dark information. This is some dark stuff. It was for a reason. It was hidden. It wasn't just hidden because we thought it was cute. We hid things because it was overwhelming and hard to process during other times of our lives. But now that we're in Scorpio, I like mushrooms. I like bringing out, stuff that are symbolizes mushrooms, look like mushrooms, pictures of mushrooms. Just remember, like, we can process the hard stuff. We come from mushrooms. So we can process the hard stuff. That is a way it's telling me, like, I am capable of dealing with hard things. Literally, mushrooms process lignin. They process the harder material of plants that bacteria can't process. Bacteria love those juicy, gooey, mushy things, and so it can process that stuff in days. Mushrooms are needed because they can process the woody parts of the plant and break things down so that it's that nutrients accessible to the ecosystem after, you know. So just reminding ourselves that we can do this is I think it's necessary, especially with the last quarter moon in Leo, October 24th. Yeah, so the moon is continuing to wane in Leo, and that is, just helping us understand what we're insecure about and showing our true selves, even though, Okay, so Mars on that same day, Mars will be sextile Uranus. So we would really feel that need to break the status quo. Maybe we have an opportunity to do that. And help us see what we feel we belong to and our personal values and taking action on that. And even though it's different than what we're used to doing, it's necessary. We might have a creative outlet to do something new and different. That's cool. We might have an opportunity to destroy what blocks progress. So that we can materialize our values, we can be with those that we feel like we belong to. So it's fantastic. It can be really crazy if you're not used to Mars energy, which is kind of like can be radical, especially with that Uranus. But in the end, it is good. So just brace yourself. October 26th, we have the moon cooling things off in Virgo. So that's good. And when it's waning here, so it's helping us simplify our schedule, tidy things up, our routine, our schedule, making sure that we are taking care of what things need to be taken care of after that Mars Uranus transit, making us speed up things, move things quickly out, breaking the boundaries, So now coming into the moon in Virgo, it's cleaning things up, putting things in place, making those new boundaries. That makes sense now. And yeah, so that's how we're finishing off this week, which is great. I think the week starts off with that sweet moon in Cancer, and it finishes off with that moon in Virgo. So I hope you have a wonderful week. And of course, if you need some one-on-one action, reach out. You get 11% off for your reading. All right, see you later on this week. Bye.